Okay, so picture this, a secret totally hidden for over 2,000 years, buried deep beneath a man-made mountain. Today, we're going to map an underground world that's been sealed shut for millennia, a place guarded by, well, by a silent, shimmering, and very deadly poison. You hear a phrase like that, shimmering, deadly metal, snaking through a subterranean necropolis, and you probably think, okay, this is from some fantasy novel, right? But here's the crazy part. It's not fiction, not at all. That's a real description pulled from ancient texts, talking about the tomb of China's very first emperor. So yeah, to really get a handle on this whole toxic puzzle, we first have to understand the man who came up with it, Qin Shi Huang. We're talking about an emperor whose ambition wasn't just about ruling an empire, he wanted to conquer death itself. See, for him, this wasn't just about building a fancy tomb. No, his goal was way bigger. He wanted a complete, fully functioning underground kingdom. The idea was that in the afterlife, he'd just keep on ruling, but from this perfect mirror image of the empire he'd built on Earth. It had everything, palaces, territories, even its own rivers. And the sheer scale of this thing, it's just mind-blowing. 700,000 people. I mean, think about that. That's a bigger population than many major cities have today. And for almost 40 years, they worked to build this city for the dead. It's a project that's pretty much unmatched in all of human history. Right, so we've known about this tomb for a long, long time. We've even dug up parts of the area around it. You've probably heard of the famous Terracotta Army. That was part of it. But the main event, the central mound where the emperor himself is buried, it's still completely sealed. And the big question is, why? You'd think this would be the ultimate archaeological prize, right? So why has nobody dared to open it? It's not like we don't have the curiosity or even the technology. The reasons are way more serious, and they actually start with the ancient legends themselves. Okay, so first and foremost, the old historical texts flat out warn of rivers of liquid mercury, specifically designed to kill any intruders. You heard that right. Then you've got these rumors of ancient automated crossbows, all set up to fire at anyone who disturbs the emperor's eternal rest. And even if you get past the booby traps, there's the immense scale of it all and the huge risk of destroying whatever's inside. Imagine exposing 2,000-year-old silk or painted figures to the air. They could just disintegrate in seconds. It's kept archaeologists at bay for a reason. So if you can't get inside, how in the world do you figure out what's in there? Well, this is where the story gets really, really cool. This is where ancient legends get put to the test by modern science. And this is just incredible. This is where two totally different worlds collide. On one side, you have these ancient scribes writing about rivers of mercury. And on the other, you have modern scientists testing the dirt above the tomb and finding mercury levels 100 times higher than normal. All of a sudden, the old legend and the hard scientific data were telling the exact same story. This discovery sparked an absolutely brilliant idea. You know, if the mercury from inside the tomb was slowly seeping up into the soil, could those chemical traces act as a sort of ghostly blueprint? Could scientists use the poison itself to map out those legendary rivers without ever having to lift a single shovel? And the process they used was just classic methodical science. First, they laid out this huge grid over the entire tomb mound. Then they took thousands and thousands of soil samples. They tested every single one for its mercury content, and then they plotted the results on a map. It was kind of like a massive, high-stakes game of connect the dots. And then, the eureka moment. The areas with high mercury weren't just random splotches. Oh no. When they plotted all the data, the dots formed these clear, distinct lines. Outlines that looked almost exactly like the paths of China's major rivers, like the Yangtze and the Yellow River. They even found a huge concentration that looks like an ocean to the east. The ancient stories, they were true. So, what did this final map actually show us? Well, it revealed something way more spectacular than just a booby trap. It revealed a vision of the entire universe, built in miniature, with the emperor right at its very center. Just try to imagine this, a giant underground chamber where the ceiling is painted with all the constellations, the sun, the moon, the stars, and then the floor is this massive 3D map of all of China. It's got mountains and waterways, all of it made from bronze, precious jewels, and of course, those rivers of flowing liquid mercury. And here's maybe the most incredible part. The ancient texts suggest these Mercury rivers weren't just for show. They were engineered to actually flow, mechanically pumped around to mimic the real currents of the rivers and oceans. It was a living, breathing miniature of his empire, a masterpiece of engineering designed to last for eternity. So what we're looking at is a perfect, self-contained universe buried under a mountain. It's a map of an entire empire brought to life by rivers of shimmering, toxic metal, all designed to make sure its ruler would reign forever. I mean, it is just a breathtaking combination of ambition, art, and deadly, deadly ingenuity. You know, for centuries, the whole story of the Mercury rivers was just that, a legend, something you could easily just brush off, until science came along and proved it was real. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other myths are actually just memories? What other incredible secrets are hiding right under our feet, just waiting for us to find the right way to look?